On the Republican side, Donald Trump, 5 for 5 against Ted Cruz and John Kasich in the April 26th primaries. Let's take a look at the results, Lewis. In Connecticut, Trump 58 to 12% for Cruz and 29 for Kasich. Dominant in Delaware, Trump 61 to Cruz's 16 and Kasich's 20. Commanding in Maryland, 54 for Trump to Cruz and Kasich's 19 and 23. Supreme. And in Pennsylvania and Rhode Island, 57 and 64% respectively for Donald Trump. Nothing short of authoritative. And where do the delegates stand now? That is the question for everybody to look at. Well, Donald Trump picking up 105 delegates yesterday puts him at 949. Ted Cruz picking up one. That is not a typo. One delegate yesterday, getting him to 544. Marco Rubio has not relinquished his 171 delegates, but he is no longer in the race. Picked up none yesterday, of course. And John Kasich actually doing better than Ted Cruz, now up to 153 delegates with the 5 that he added on April 26th. 1237, the magic number for Republicans. What are the takeaways here? Well, Trump has set a new high watermark for him. He averaged 59% support in the 5 states that voted yesterday. His average margin of victory was 35%. What argument can Ted Cruz and John Kasich reasonably make here other than, listen, we don't want Trump to be the nominee? And if they're going to make that argument, increasingly they have to make the argument by saying he's not going to defeat Hillary or Bernie, because the argument that he's not the presumptive leader is evaporating quickly.
Yeah, they can make all the arguments they want. I don't see, there's no good reason why Cruz or Kasich should become the nominee. It's got to be Trump. It should be Trump. Let democracy work. The party doesn't want that to happen. They don't want it to happen. Cruz will stay in.
Well, Ted Cruz, by the way, and because of the timing of our show, Ted Cruz has announced that he's going to be making a major campaign announcement later today. That announcement may have happened by the time you were listening to or watching this. Yeah. It's assumed that it's going to be a running mate announcement, which would be very bizarre to make in April, to be perfectly honest with you, and that it may be Carly Fiorina. We don't exactly know. It crossed my mind maybe Cruz is just going to drop out, but
I doubt it.
I don't know that his ego would allow that at this point.
Exactly. He does have quite the ego. It's just a desperate move. It's he's in a bad situation. He thinks it might help. Well, he really has nothing to lose at this point.
FreshBooks is offering David Pakman Show listeners a 30-day free trial of their service. I'm obviously the host of the David Pakman Show, but I also run the business that is the David Pakman Show, and I want to spend as much time as possible on the show and growing and improving my business. So FreshBooks lets you get paid more quickly. It helps with invoicing. It helps with so many of those business administration tools, and it's for freelancers and small businesses who want to get organized on those issues and really focus on growing the business. So to get your 30-day free trial of FreshBooks and support the David Pakman Show, go to gofreshbooks.com/TDPS. That's gofreshbooks.com/TDPS.